Let's get spooky. This is our station Boo, where we explore the dark and mysterious corners of the world of horror, and we know that you are dying to listen.
Welcome to the Spooky and Kooky podcast of Earth Station Boo, where we talk all things horror. Introducing our haunted host with the most, we have Lisa.
Hello, groovy ghoulies.
We have Karen.
What up, my horrorholics?
And I am Shannon. We are gearing up for an amazing Black Friday. Mwahaha. So let's get spooky. Hey horrorholics, it's Shannon. Earth Station Boo has just launched its brand new merch store. It's time to get your hands on some killer gear. From our fun logo shirts, cozy hoodies, Let's Get Spooky stickers, and Horrorholics Anonymous totes, there's something for every one of our lovely little ghouls. We offer our spooky designs on many different types of products to fit your desires. But if you happen to see a missed opportunity, just let us know. And unlike most of Stephen King's adaptations, you know what I'm talking about, you won't be disappointed with the quality of the products. Head over to our link tree in our bio, grab your merch, show off your favorite horror podcast, and most of all, let's get spooky. All right, so Black Friday. This is probably a movie not many people have heard of, especially if you go based on its gross worldwide bringing in, which is of $1,581. This is probably going to be a film a lot of people have not watched. I dare say, I don't think it's horrible. But let's get all of our initial thoughts on the film out. Lisa, let's start with you. Black Friday, which I believe we've all worked customer service retail. We've all worked a Black Friday. Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start off with that. Let's start off with us talking a little bit about our own experiences with Black Friday and anything we'd like to tell people who shop on Black Friday. As I give the evil eye to everybody who shops on Black Friday. No, I get why people do it, but let's get into this. Lisa, why don't you start?
Okay. Wow. I worked Black Friday at Toys R Us during the Cabbage Patch era.
Wow.
And when the Furbies first came out, those evil toys. Oh, that was just chaos. Just horrible chaos.
I believe it.
But as retail workers, we decided to hide the Furbies in different shelves so that they'd have to find them. So nobody would be greedy. Because there's always lots of greedy people on Black Friday.
There are
lots of greedy people.
And like in the 80s and 90s, there weren't as many rules as they have now. So it was definitely chaos. We had people stealing stuff out of each other's carts, yelling and screaming, kids crying. Like it was.
They
chaos.
Still do all of that. They still do all of that.
Yeah. From referring to the movie Krampus at the beginning, that's how it always feels to me. Where all the people are rushing into the store.
Mm-hmm.
And that damn song, the most wonderful night of the year, it is not.
Exactly.
Nope.
But yeah.
Karen, how about you?
I mean, Black Friday is just going to be Black Friday. I mean, at least it's not like I worked at retail where we opened up like at 4 or 5 and not at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's still hectic. People cussing you out because you don't have a product or you sold out like an hour in, 30 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, never worked retail. Be kind to your retail peoples on Black Friday.
Yes,
Yes. I
absolutely.
I my first real Black Friday experience. I was in college up in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Indiana. Because I was in college in Illinois, but I had family up in Indiana. Went to spend Thanksgiving with them. And my one cousin, for lack of a better term for her, was needing to pick up toys for her grandkids. So we went to a toy store and we stood in line outside of the toy store. And I had a man hold a shotgun at me saying, "Don't you dare cut in front of me." And I'm like, okay, first of all, dude,
Oh my God.
I'm from
Oh,
Florida.
God.
I could care less about what you got going on here. Second of all, I am walking with a group and we are walking past you. And it's obvious we are walking past you because we parked on the other side of the door from where the line was going. Like, calm your tits. There was no need for that.
No, there was no need for that at all.
No, not at
But
all.
but he was not the only one who had his shotgun. Just sitting there chilling, waiting to get
Wow.
inside the toy store. And it was for the Tickle Me Elmo. The stupid Tickle Me Elmo. Which I won't lie, I did snag one because that's one of the toys that my aunt was wanting. And I was like, I can try to get one. And I was able to get one and I secured it. But yeah, that was my first.
Did you bum rush people to get it?
No, but I am 5'2". And then at that point in time, I think I was like 135, 140. So I was little and I'm fast. So I just like scooty scoot through.
Scooty scoot. She said scooty
And,
scoot.
I'm just like sliding through, twisting and turning, sliding through, ducking underneath things. Like I didn't have to bum rush. I just got through
Scooty
faster
scoot.
than I scooty scoot. And especially when I was like, wait, is this Toys R Us set up like my Toys R Us down home? Yeah, it looks like it. I know where it's supposed to be. So I just kind of made my way through, snagged one, made it happen. But then I, in some fashion, have worked retail or customer service, I should say, because some of that customer service was medical, but I still worked Thanksgiving night into Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, which y'all be kind to each other because the numbers went up that day. but yeah, it was just nothing but craziness. And you really do see the worst of humanity on that day. And I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all? That toy, which is marked up before it gets marked down,
Exactly,
is going to be restocked in like 2 weeks. Why are you literally trying to kill each other for it? I do not understand this. Black Friday, I have PTSD. I've had some friends who are like, hey, are you thinking about going back into, retail, work at a store this holiday season? I'm like, hell no. You could not pay me enough to get yelled and screamed at and cussed out for things that I have no control over. Nope. Mm-mm. My mental health is way more important. I cannot do it anymore. But with all that being said, this movie, Black Friday, it triggered me because there were so many things that I'm like, oh my God, that's really is how it's like. That's really what it's like in retail. Oh my God, that's exactly how it is at a store. Oh, I have worked with somebody who is just like that. Like,
yeah.
you sit there and you're just like, oh, whoever wrote this,
it's like I work with that person. I work with that person.
they worked retail. They worked retail. And not just one store. They worked at a number of stores because they get it. They understand what it's like to work retail. So do we want to start with The one that I'm sure we all hated, which was Brian.
Okay, so let's do a little thing here. So Black Friday, it's on Prime right now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It should be on Prime for a little bit. I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, but y'all need to watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's with commercials. You can watch it with the free V thing, so you don't have to have Prime in order to watch it.
Yeah, and also, you have a stellar cast.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jai White, Bruce Campbell.
Yep.
Devon Sawa.
But yeah, okay. So yeah, let's get into it. Brian.
So if you have not watched the film, stop here, go watch the film, then come back and come and bitch about Brian with us, because we all know a horrible coworker who is a Brian, and we all want to just smack.
Yes.
The coworker that sets everybody else up to fail, the coworker who belittles everyone, and if you're not in their clique, you're not good enough.
Yeah. Ugh. Little bitch. It's the boss's snitch.
Yeah, the boss's little snitch.
The
tattletale.
But that he also made it kind of fun, because you're like, oh, I hate him, and then it makes you laugh at certain times. You're like, I shouldn't have laughed at that, but it's so right. But he was a little bitch. He was a little bitch.
Brian was a bitch.
But I love the actor that they got for him. It's just the fact that I also, if y'all didn't see this movie, spoiler alert, that, he got punted like a football.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he got punted.
Me too.
So glad.
I'm glad, but at the same time, I'm like, no self-respecting Black person is going to go up to the monster, talking to them, calm and soothing. If I see a monster, my ass ain't going to go up there. I'm like, no. That person, Black or white, in their right mind, is going to go up to a monster and be like, hey,
okay,
buddy.
So I'm going to say this. Brian has white old lady Karen energy.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Sprinkled with a little sass. But Brian had that audacity that a white old lady Karen has, where it's like, I can do this because I'm me. Or as he was saying, it's a management thing. No, it's not a management thing. No,
I was in management. You tell me, no, I'm not going to go talk to a monster.
No.
I'm making sure all my people are like, come on, no, we get away from the monster. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's hightail it the other direction. Let's go.
See, that's how you get punted like a
I know, right?
Going towards the monster.
Right? Then you have Bruce Campbell, who plays the manager, Jonathan. We've all had a Jonathan manager also. The one who just hangs out in their office.
All day.
Has no clue what is going on out of the floor.
Nope.
Yes.
Who just parrots whatever corporate says, is a corporate yes man.
Yeah.
When corporate's like, hey, we're going to fuck over the employees, Jonathan's like,
sure.
Sounds good. Just let me know when you want me to tell them.
Exactly.
Like, we've all had a Jonathan. And I'm not going to lie, I think Bruce did a great job.
Oh, yes, he did.
He was perfectly Bruce, but I think he did great. He
was perfectly a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. We've all had that coworker, Anita, the goody two shoes, the person who always gets the favors from the manager, always gets employee of the month, can do no wrong.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her holier than thou attitude was a little annoying.
But we have that one act. We have that one. Yeah.
We all had that one. Chris, our sweet little germaphobe, who by the end, I think he was cured of his germophobia.
I actually never had a germaphobe worker. I never had a germaphobe worker. I could say that.
I have.
I did when I worked in the medical field. But part of that was because they thought it was going to be pretty sterile, and they realized it's sterile because you have to do a lot of cleaning, and it made them on edge. But
like, girl,
But our sweet little Chris, our little summer child, we've all had that employee who is just
I mean, I had a
genuinely
sweet
a
little summer child that, you're like, oh, must protect you at all costs because you don't know what you're doing.
yeah, but they have the potential for so much more. And then you see
Yep.
them in retail and you're just like, no, get out before it sucks your soul. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
you still
Exactly.
can have a life. Go, run, be
Go
free.
run.
Be free. And then we all have a
Escape
kin.
this hell.
We all have that kin, that older dude who wants to be a teenager, trying to be
The
all
Yeah.
cool guy.
cool, talking to
Cool
all the
guy.
girls. And I'm
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yep.
child, stop.
Who's done everything and knows that they don't want to do anything. So they
Yep.
do just the bare minimum
Yep.
to skate on through.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, hell, I feel like there are days where I was like, I would love to be a Ken.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, damn, I have a work ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yep. And then we
Yep.
have Marnie, which I think the three of us are more of a Marnie, where we work hard, we get the job done.
Work hard, get the job done. Everyone comes to me for like, hey, how we do? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Same.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I know how to do that. Please. Why?
Yep. And
Then
then
there's that old
there's always the fixer. So
Oh yeah.
in this it was Archie, played by
Archie was my
Michael.
favorite character.
Yeah,
Archie was my
Yeah.
Archie was
favorite
amazing.
character.
Yeah. He
It broke
was.
my heart that Archie passed.
Yeah. He
Well,
should have
I
been the
shouldn't
one
even
to
say
see
passed.
survive.
He sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself.
He should have been the
Huh.
last one to survive. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I
Yeah. No,
agree.
he should have made it out. He should
Yeah.
have made it out
Should've.
with the others. But yeah,
The
we all
Ruth. The
there's
old,
Ruth.
old.
The
Oh yeah.
He should
the
have been
old
retired.
the old
Yeah.
individual who should be retired
But it's still
and
working.
who's still working, and that you have to kind of work around in order to make up for it.
We actually have one of those where I work now, and it's not retail.
It's like, what are you doing?
But I think there's a Ruth in every job. I don't think it's just retail. That older individual who should just retire and move on. But yeah, there's so many things in this where you're like, oh yeah, I know
Yeah.
I like you can picture the face and the name of that person, what store you worked at with them, and everything when it comes to those stereotypes of the store hierarchy. But I do love the fact that there were so many faces in this film that have a history in horror film. Like we've already mentioned Bruce Campbell, who, obviously Evil Dead, but he's done a ton of stuff in horror. And yet
Yeah.
here he is again. What'd you guys
Bubba
think?
Hotep.
Bubba Hotep.
Yeah. Lisa, what do you think about Bruce in this movie?
I think he did a really good job. It was nice to see him again. And I think he played Jonathan really well because I know some Jonathans like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a nice to have him back doing something other than Evil Dead. But he still played the role. I think he did great.
Karen, what about you?
This role. I was like, oh, it's Daddy Bruce who's playing a jackass. I can see that.
Yeah, I love Bruce. Like anytime he pops up on my screen, I'm just like, aw, good old Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic. I absolutely loved him.
Yeah.
It did take me a minute though, however, for the chick who played Marnie, Ivana, to recognize her. I saw her and I'm like, I know that face from somewhere, and I couldn't place it, and I couldn't place it, and I couldn't place it. So I finally went on IMDb. She plays the little girl in Pan's Labyrinth. I thought she was fantastic in this.
Yeah, she did a great job.
She was a good character. She reminds me of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I do more. I did like the work of like 5 people. She probably did the work of 2. Hard worker, has the
Yeah.
potential. Her and Chris should have like left a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Don't understand why she was making out with an older dude.
I mean, if she remembered him from Casper.
I mean, yeah, okay, I understand that part, but
And even as an older dude, homeboy is not bad looking.
he's
No,
not. But at the same
no.
time, I'm like, come on, girl. He's
Have some
like,
self-respect.
he's 20 years your senior.
Okay. I think there's an exaggeration there because I don't know. I find it hard to believe because she was there at that store for a hot minute. He'd been there
2
for a hot
years. And then
minute.
she said, no, that was Chris. Chris was there for 2 years.
I think she was there for 4. So
But still,
still, like 4 years, like, and he's got like little kids.
that pushes him up to 40. So she's like 20.
I thought he would have been like in his 30s.
Yeah.
So like,
So I was getting 40.
oh, I don't know. So I was thinking he was like mid to late 30s. I think they were exaggerating when they said he was 20 years older than her. You know how we do in retail where we're like, oh yeah, he's like, 50 years older than me or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty accurate with my people. It's like, oh no, no girl, he's like 10 years older than you know. Mm-mm. He has like 4 baby mamas. You don't want any of that.
Facts.
Facts.
I don't know. He just did not give me in his 40s vibes.
Okay, I would say mid 30s, mid 30s to early 40s ish,
Yeah.
like 40. But still, I'm like, girl, you're like 20 something. Don't be locked down with this dude with kids and a divorce.
And a guy who hasn't moved on from a toy store from a layoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 but he did really
But I
well
won't
in.
lie, like a makeout session alone, that'd be fine.
I
But
mean, he
it
did a
would have to
great
be
job.
like
Like,
a makeout session.
get a makeout session, but like the actor Devin,
Mhm.
awesome in Final Destination.
Yep.
Awesome in everything that he does. Like I loved him in Idle Hand.
Oh yeah, he did a great
Which
job of that.
they made an allude like when they talked about cutting off his hand after he got bit. It was
I like that.
it was
Like, maybe we'll cut it
alluding to
off.
that. Although I do think it was also a slight nod to Bruce Campbell in The Evil Dead.
Yes.
And then
But
Jonathan's like, "Isn't that the mythos though? You get bit and you turn."
yeah, you
Like,
get bit and you turn you cut off your arm before you can turn. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, my first time seeing it was in preparation for this podcast. When that scene happened and I heard him say ow, I'm like, I bet Brian bit him. Like I knew right away that Brian was the culprit and that it was not poor new guy Emmett who
poor
got
Emmett.
Poor
Poor
Emmett.
Emmett. His
that's a
first
horrible
day was
first
Black
day.
Friday, and then damn, he gets
Yeah.
sacrificed. First one, become a
Yeah.
alien zombie.
So like I know for a fact, like, I'm sorry. That monster had multiple opportunities to have bitten Ken. He did not bite Ken. Then you got Brian trying to save the day. And all of a sudden Ken gets bit.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was Brian. It was fucking Brian.
Yeah.
And then the way Brian was so proud of himself. Oh, I helped us get rid of Ken. You got rid of the muscle, you dumbass.
I mean, after Archie, he's the muscle too.
Exactly. I'm like,
I was mad. Okay.
Yeah,
you got
me
rid of
too.
the muscle? Or how about this? You got rid of the guy who could have driven the semi truck out?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And then there's Michael Jai White's character Archie. I mean, Michael. He hasn't been in a lot of horror movies, but he did a really good job in this one.
Yeah, he
He's been
did.
in a couple, and the few that he's been excellent in. But yeah, I actually really wish his character would have lasted.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have him as a final character, like to be able to like get out. I think he should have gotten a whole lot further in than he did.
Oh yeah. I totally
I
agree. Like
agree.
I
Like
would have sacrificed to everybody else to have him be like the final dude, really. I'm like, oh
yeah.
y'all could die. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
And the fact that they had so many people in there, and a couple of people when they were doing that first scene where it was the pep talk for before we let everybody in, there were some like faces that you saw frequently throughout that like first opening, whatever. Use one of them for that position.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, there was that other cashier lady who was giving the mean mug to Marnie because she was flirting with Ken. How come like that situation didn't happen with her?
Right.
Like you never see her again, actually. So it's just one
No,
of
you
those
don't.
deals where I'm like, there could have been other characters who could have served that same thing and been able to let Archie live a little bit longer because he was a great character.
He
You
was.
connected with him at the beginning when he was
Oh,
sitting
oh.
there and deciding, oh, we're not getting paid breaks. Go ahead, give me some liquor. Like,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's
taking part.
me. It's like, oh, we're not getting what? Okay, go ahead and just fill my cup, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drink this shift. I get it. So like, like you know, he was fun. He was
Yeah.
he was the muscle. He was the guy who figured out, hey, we gotta tap him in the head. We gotta kill him. We gotta do the
Oh, the
zombie
Just
protocol.
you have that
You,
one you have that one coworker that's like all up on that shit, man. And that was
mm-hmm,
mhm.
Archie. And you know that one coworker is going to get you through either the last final bit or make you or he's going to be survivor. And then the fact that
mm-hmm,
Right.
he died like in the first 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes of the movie, that pissed me off. I was like,
yeah,
Oh, it made all of us. We were all watching it in my house, and they were like, "What?" None
yeah.
of
man,
us were happy.
None.
okay.
Yeah. No, I
My
can't
I
think
watched
of
it with my
any.
sister-in-law. My sister-in-law was like, "What? You do that?
Yeah,
You do Michael Jai White like that? No."
there's so many other characters that could have gone. Like
Yeah,
Brian.
exactly.
Brian had no use through the film other than being like the antagonist a little bit.
An
And okay,
But
fine.
assassin,
you have all these
a
monsters and
sassy little
stuff. You
thing.
don't need an antagonist
No.
to make it through.
I mean, I know it's supposed to be a comedy, but you could have like just killed Brian and have, because Michael had the chops of being funny
Mm-hmm.
because he was
Yep.
that the old head, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He could
Yep.
deliver that one-liners. You'd be like, I
Yeah.
like you.
Yep. I mean, hell, actually, half of the stuff that Brian did in the film, he could have done as a creature.
Yeah,
He didn't
Right.
even have to be Brian to do.
no.
So I'm just like, why? Why? It made no sense. We liked him. But yeah. Okay. So story plot of this whole thing. I feel like it was a pretty good story and plot.
Yeah, it was.
I will say this is definitely a B-rated film.
Oh
This
yeah.
is
Oh,
not
yeah.
this is not a blockbuster by any stretch of the imagination.
But their effects,
Oh my God, they were fantastic.
Right? I heard that they use spaghetti in order to make like the little white sucky things that
Yes.
came out of the creature's mouths.
that makes so much sense.
It
Yes.
was spaghetti that they had like glued and put like white paint all over. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
That's
That makes
ingenious.
sense.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
ingenious.
MacGyver. Yes.
But yeah, no, the special effects, fantastic. The acting wasn't even half bad.
No, it
Like
wasn't.
there were moments where I was like, okay, well that's
Yeah.
a little campy. But
But that old lady,
Oh
mhm,
my God. Yes.
I was like, we all know a customer like that.
Yep.
She
oh,
killed that. She
oh,
ate that role.
she was she embodied the Karen that all retail workers hate. And I do feel
Yes.
sorry for anybody who is named Karen, who is
Yep.
absolutely lovely. Like I actually know a few Karens who are beautiful human beings, but I have met the stereotype Karens. Oh, the things I wish I could do to those people.
I've met the stereotype Karens with the hair.
Oh yeah. Oh, early
And then they
2000s.
realize my name is Karen and they're like, oh. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm black. So I can dish it back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she ate that roll. I was like, damn, that old lady just eating it, isn't she? She just getting on everybody's nerve.
Oh, and I hate people like that.
Did you know that Seth Green was in it? I didn't even know he was in
Yes.
it.
Yeah, he was the voice of the bear.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
Yeah.
was the voice of the bear that was dysfunctional. So y'all, when we were talking about our traumatizing times in retail, we all brought up Furbies, Tickle Me Elmo, all those
PlayStation.
kind of things.
Cabbage Patch.
Well, in this movie, they have a big giant bear who kind of actually reminds me of the depressed bear from that one Supernatural episode with the wishing well.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It,
Oh my God.
that the bear in this reminds me of that big giant teddy that the little girl wished was sentient. Um, and he said like the most like horrible things, like my wife left me. And
I know.
it's just one of those like, yeah, okay.
No wonder they did a recall on you.
Yeah, right. And then you had like I won't lie, I kind of actually love the fact that Ken got along with that doll.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like
why are you two getting to get along, man?
but yeah, that's Sean or Seth Green. He did the voice for that character.
That's awesome. That's amazing then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know. I was like, then I realized, hey, is that Seth Green? Where was he
Yep.
in the movie?
Yep. That's who he was.
And then you have the poor Emmett who died
Yeah. Poor Emmett.
first day.
First day, and he was all excited for it. What was it that
I'm
he
like,
had written?
huh?
Oh.
What was it that he had written?
Who, Emmett?
Yeah. He wrote
I don't know.
something on his like that, like, oh, it's your first day.
Yeah, I
What was
don't
it that he
remember,
wrote?
but he was like,
Yeah.
oh, poor little child.
Right?
Um, and then he gets bashed in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So Emmett, the actor, Louis Fruitsman, he's been in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of horror movies, that I've seen in his reel. So, you know, at least seven. And
Oh wow.
so that's pretty cool.
Cool. What's one of the movies he's been in?
He's been in the Funhouse Massacre.
Okay.
He was in a movie which is an action movie, with Tom Holland called Cherry. But another horror movie he was in was it's called The Dead Matter. It's a vampire horror movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna
Probably
say,
looks
Homeboy looked
familiar.
familiar.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. Like, there are so many faces in this film that are from other horror films. And they can just be like background characters, but they did a fantastic job. Was there anything else we wanted to touch on before we wrap up?
I just wanted, like, wanted a little bit more of a
Of
Archie.
Archie? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and do our final thoughts then. Lisa, why don't you go ahead and start us?
Yeah. It was definitely a fun movie. Effects were great for it being a B movie.
Yeah.
It was definitely triggering when I used to work in retail a long time ago on a Black Friday, but it was definitely, I definitely give it like, I give it a 4.5 skulls because it was just fun. And I liked the creature at the end. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that
Thing. The
thing
Thing.
with the wing and the beak. It was pretty cool. It kind of looked, I liked it. So
Yeah. Same.
4.5.
I liked how at the very end, you could also see the other store, and
Yeah.
it's its own version of it.
Yep.
So how many skulls would you give this?
Me?
Mhm.
Oh, I thought I said 4.5.
4.5?
Yeah.
You might have. I might have missed it.
It's all good.
Karen, how about you?
Oh, I
What are
give it
your
a
thoughts?
4.5. Like it's like one of the ones I could watch over and over. So
Oh, yeah.
4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the effects that they had. Like the blood was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
gory, but it was like, oh, the practical effects of the makeup was, pretty gnarly. The big monster
Yeah.
reminded me of the thing that, you know,
Mhm.
I was kind of glad it punted Brian.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah.
Should have done it sooner.
I
Right.
know.
Or ate
Well,
them.
I mean, he could have been like, a good character, but he's not. Because like I said, there is always that one guy.
Yep.
But they could have kept Michael Jai White. They could have kept Archie. That's the only reason why I'm giving it a 4.5. I mean, because Archie, man, he would gotten you through the situation that you were in.
Him and his nail gun.
Him and his nail gun.
Yeah, when he was using that nail gun, that was like epic.
Oh yeah, it was epic.
Yeah, I think I would give this one also a 4.5. I think it's a great film. Is it blockbuster worthy? No, but it's absolutely enjoyable to watch. It is a comedy. I laughed a few different times throughout it. Um, there were fun characters. It was an intriguing storyline. You wanted them to get out safe. And the fact that there's another big monster blob out there that they're having to encounter, yeah, I think it hit all the things. And this was a good horror movie.
It
Might be
was. It
B-rated,
really was.
but it was a good horror movie.
Yep.
And like you guys said, it's an easy to put on and watch. It's something that can definitely get watched over and over again. It might be my Black Friday watch from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, listeners, how many of you have worked retail? And if you have, I'm so sorry. Is your soul still intact? I'm not sure about mine. It's questionable.
You're so bad.
But tell us in our social media whether or not you would have hightailed it out of there a whole lot sooner than the main core group did. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, and our Facebook group, which is always bumping. You can also subscribe and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts, like Google, Apple, Spotify, and of course, YouTube. Get into those comment sections, type away, talk to us, let us know what you're thinking. But ladies, where can they find you? Lisa?
They can find me. You guys can find me at Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads. Please talk to me. I'll talk to you back. I'd love to hear your opinions.
All right, Karen, where can they find you?
Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok and Reddit.
Rock on. And I am Shannon. You can find me at Spill Tea Wine Media Mind on all the different things. And last but not least, listeners, we love you so much. And we appreciate everything that you guys do for us by listening and rating and sharing with all your friends. So please continue to do that. Your support means the world to us. Stay
We
spooky.
love you.
Stay spooky, our lovely little ghouls.
And this has been the Spooky and Cookie Podcast of Earth Station Boo.